This is a Brooklyn-bound 2 train. The next stop is Wall Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Not Your Advisor with NYU Grad on Tuesday, October 15th. Let's dive right into today's session. It was, let's just say, volatile. We had 1,068 new highs on the NYSE versus 129 new lows. 41% of stocks were advancing versus 55% declining. 35% of stocks were below their respective 50-day and 33% below their respective 200-day moving average. Looking at mega caps and the Mag 7, it wasn't too bad, to be quite honest. Apple was up 1.1%, Alphabet/Google was up 0.33%, Amazon was up 0.14%, Tesla was up 0.19%. It was really the semiconductors that really crapped the bed today. We had Microsoft down marginally, down 0.10%. We had Meta down 0.7%, and Nvidia, obviously in the semiconductor group, was down 4.5%. I'm going to go through some of the semiconductor names, but it was a bloodbath in the semis today. Taking a quick look at sectors, energy and technology led to the downside. Energy was down 2.9%. Technology was down 1.9%. To the upside, you had real estate up 1.04%, consumer defensive up about 0.5%. But the real news was China as well as the semiconductor group. So ASML Holdings reports on Wednesday before the market opens, but they announced that the sales of their chips were half of what analyst expectations were. So they preempted tomorrow's earnings, and it was a bloodbath. It was down quite heavy today, over 16%. KLA C Corp was down 14% in sympathy. Applied Materials down 9.7%, and this was like all at 2 p.m. Let me try to pull up real quick the end of day session. It wasn't much better, to be quite honest with you. But taking a quick look at end of day, I'm sorting by red. ASML down 16.25. KLA C Corp down 14.7. Lam Research 10.9. Applied Materials down 10.69. AMD down 5.2. Monolithic Power down 5.14. On Semiconductor down 4.7. Microchip Technology 4.7. Nvidia 4.69. Analog Devices 4.4. NXPI down 4.35, Texas Instruments 4.2, Micron 3.7, Broadcom 3.4, Intel 3.3, Taiwan Semiconductor 2.64, Qualcomm 2.22. Marvell was actually one of the only major semiconductors in the green, up 2.25%. But it was pretty much a bloodbath considering all of the semiconductor group. What else stood out? China overnight sold off again. They just cannot get the large enough bazooka out. 8 days ago, I had posted on Substack notes that, hey, I'm just taking a wild guess. We may not bounce on China A50 until 13,100. That was 8 days ago when it was at 14,975, and we are now getting very close. We're only 130 something points away. So maybe they come out with an even bigger bazooka tonight, but a lot of selling pressure overseas right now. Taking a quick look at what else stuck out, I understand ASML, KLAC were down big percentage-wise, but NVIDIA is like 8% of the NASDAQ 100 and like 6% plus of the S&P 500, and NVIDIA being down 4.4% or over 4% does not help anyone. So let's see if semiconductors can bounce on Wednesday. Looking at what was strong in the S&P 500, I'll kind of rattle through these real quick. In the S&P, to the upside, you had Walgreens up 15.7%. They announced they're closing 1,400 stores in the U.S. One out of every 10 stores is unprofitable, but this was somehow good news. They beat earnings, but they're closing stores, and that's a lot of jobs. That's a lot of retail workers. That's a lot of pharmacists. That's a lot of pharmacy techs that will need to find another job. Carnival Cruise Line up 6.6. Charles Schwab 6.10. Norwegian Cruise Lines 4. SBA 3.96. These are all percentages. Virtus 3.95. Sencora, I've never even heard of this company, 3.7. American Tower 3.49. Royal Caribbean 2.87. Is everyone taking cruises? Kimco Realty 2.6. BXP 2.48. CBOE 2.47. Consolidated Con Ed basically 2.34. Wow, Con Edison is up 2.34%. All right. Raymond James Financial 2.29, Boeing 2.26, Universal Healthcare 2.22, Match 2.2, Eversource Energy 2.16, Ross Stores 2.04, Darden Restaurants 2.04, PNC Bank 2.03, Crown Castle 2.03, Realty Income Corp 2.01, and Health Peak Properties 2.01. To the upside on the NASDAQ, you had two stocks that were above 2%. Marvell, which I covered before, and Ross Stores, which I covered in the S&P. That was it. What was weak in the S&P? This list is long, so I'm going to only cover a few, and I'm going to try to dedupe out of a lot of the semiconductor names. Enphase Energy down 9.29. United Health Group 8.1. Centene 6.06, Diamondback Energy 5.7, Monolithic Power 5.14, Arista Networks 5.12, Synopsys 5.11, Citi 5.11, Molina Healthcare 5.05, Elevance Health 4.94, Teradyne 4.7, Valero Energy 4.6, Wynn Resorts 4.5, Cadence 4.49, Halliburton 4.41, Occidental Petroleum 4.36, Marathon Oil Corp 3.93, Schlumberger 3.9, and Devon Energy 3.9. In the NASDAQ, the list is long. I'm going to skip this because this is almost the same list as the S&P 500. So for free members, you want to keep watching the macro, continue to watch the Mag 7, continue to watch yields and the 10-year and the 2-year uninversion. And now that the semiconductors are failing, this is actually making our jobs a lot easier. Because if they continue to fail, the semiconductors, all you need to really watch now are the Mag 7 and financials. When I mean financials, I'm talking like the JP Morgan, the Goldman Sachs, BlackRock, XLF, the ETF, American Express, right? Because they're all in bull markets right now. You cannot have a bear market unless you have majority of the Mag 7 under the 50-day, and there's only one Mag 7 under the 50-day. And you can't have a bear market unless you have financials also participating in that bear market. So yes, we have a small sell-off or pullback on the semiconductors. They've been up quite a bit, so this is not a crash yet. They're just a little weak. They're pulling back. But if financials roll over, if like 5 of the Mag 7 lose the 50-day, then we have some evidence that the sell-off is getting some steam here. So with that, I will see you all after the Wednesday session. Premium members, please stay on. I'd like to go through some of these semiconductor names via charts with you. That's my train.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.